Let me get this set up. Welcome, Trent. Are you ready to take the
Hello.
wheel?
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
Indeed. Does my speaker sound fine?
Yeah, it sounds all right.
Cool. All right.
Okay, I'm going to mute then, and then let you take the wheels for about 20 minutes.
All right. Sounds good. I will be mostly checking the live stream chat for people who are wanting to talk or say something, some input. But yeah, my name is Trent Stradley. I have a really cool thing to talk about today. I happen to be in Mammoth right now, Mammoth, California, skiing over the week, and this is my spring break. But I wanted to make sure that I helped this program run all smoothly and all that. And I'm going to be talking about the origins of Minecraft among this group of people, to a certain extent at least, but kind of how I got introduced to Minecraft and how I found it, how I got my username, all that good stuff. So, uh, starting off way back in probably 2000, I had a friend whose house I was at. He pulled out his computer and he went, "Dude, check this out." And it was like I think it was some free version that he got of Minecraft, and it happened to be had no textures on it at all. Everything was gray. So I don't even know how you could see the blocks that well. There might have been shadowing or something, but it was like really like weird looking. Um, and I had a friend, and like there were for some of the things it would be like, all right, so coal is the arrow that's pointed to the left. So anytime you see like a block that's gray and has a black arrow pointed to the left, that's gonna be coal. Um, so that's what I was kind of dealing with at the time. Uh, and a bunch of different things. You couldn't really see like a dispenser block was like another weird, upward pointed arrow or something like that. Uh, but you couldn't see any textures or what it would actually look like. And my friend happened to create a full, you know, civilization and everything in single player, without even having to know uh, kind of what things would actually look like. So I, of course, downloaded this on my computer and was like, dude, this is the best thing ever invented. This like gray grid of blocks. Um, and I think eventually sometime I brought it over to D-Bird and kind of went, dude, check this thing out. Like it's so cool. You can like hold blocks and place them and do all this stuff. And he was just like, Trent, what is this? Like, what is this block world? Like, he was just honestly confused. Um, so later, I figured out that you could actually buy the full game, and when I did, it looked amazing. Like, it actually looked like a game that you can move around and place blocks and all that kind of thing. Um, so when I actually saw what it was supposed to look like and all that, I got really into it and was playing it nonstop. We all know that nostalgic time where just you play the game and you feel like you are in another life of yours, and if you die you feel like you died in real life and you have to find all your supplies, put so many hours into the world, and it just makes this awesome place. So um, that's kind of where I was. um, I actually going through the little video settings in Minecraft, realized that there was the option to have 3D. I was so confused what that even meant. So I clicked on it and all that, went into the main game, and of course it had the red and blue, sideways, like with the glasses and all that. So I actually bought 3D glasses so I can see it in 3D. Um, felt like a pro gamer. And then yeah, so that's like the origins of Minecraft, and then we'll go into my username because it tends to be used a little bit in Cakecore and all that, and also my one of the four faces for the Cakecore happens to be one that I made back in the day as well. So I'll talk a little bit into that too coming up. Um, so yeah, to start off with, the Gold Guy specifically, Gold Guy 8 and all that, started with Club Penguin, which is something that we all know and love, and we kind of wish we had back a little bit. Just a place where you can walk around with a little penguin. There's secret items you can find, or you can pay for items to like have your penguin look all cool and stuff. It was just like a city where you can walk around, chat with other people, do little actions, play games to get coins. And then they started adding more and more. One of my favorite things in the game was that it's kind of this huge map that you go across, but there's little um, places, hidden areas and stuff like that that you can find special items, or even like the iceberg thing. If you don't know what the whole iceberg thing with Club Penguin was that there was an iceberg on the map, and everybody would get on the map, and if you're able to get everybody on one side of the map, um, you would be able to flip the iceberg upside down, and it would turn into a new world where you can buy a special puffle. If you don't know what a puffle is, it's like a little pet, pretty much a little circle fur ball thingy, and each color has a different characteristic. So everybody wanted the special puffle on the other side. Um, and I always thought this was fake, but every time I'd go to the iceberg, you'd see everybody on the left with their like jackhammers trying to like chisel out the side, try to flip it over. So, um, but yeah, that's a little synopsis on Club Penguin. And me starting off, this was right when before I even made an email, I used my brother's email to make this account. And I was like, all right, what colors am I going to choose? And none of the colors looked like too cool, but I saw the yellow color. So I'm like, oh, dude, that's awesome. It's like a gold penguin. And so I was like, what's my username? Well, like, simply put, I want to be like gold guy, right? Like I'm the gold guy. My dad was um, Bluetooth, or not Bluetooth. My brother was Blue Dude 1100. So I was like, dude, I gotta be something cool, like Gold Guy, another like, alliteration. and and yeah, it kind of I typed in Gold Guy, hit submit, and then I realized, oh shoot, like Gold Guy is taken. What am I gonna do? Like this sucks. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to add uh some number or letter. So I'm like, okay, Gold Guy 1, nope, taken. Gold Guy 2, gold all the way to 8. 8 was there. Um, and soon after that, I made my first Gmail account, which was goldguy8@gmail.com. Um, and yeah, you can send your memes over to that account if you want. It's my junk account, but if I ever go on there and see a meme, I'll be happy to see it. Um, yeah, that's where Gold Guy 8 came from and originated, and it's kind of been my username ever since for whatever I use. So yeah, nah, yeah, it's been pretty fun so far. There's one more story I have planned at least, and we can side tangent onto different things. But this last story involves me going over to the uh, the household of D-Bird before he was D-Bird when he was Gold Guy 8. Um, and I went over there, and he was like, "Oh, all right, check out this like PvP match I did or whatever." Shows me his YouTube account. This is a couple of years back or something like that. Um, and and we're like watching, and I'm seeing him just like snipe these dudes from across the map. Like you can barely see him in the horizon, and he's just like aiming like 45 degrees up, shoots in the air and kills them. And yeah, I'm pretty impressed and all that. And after the round done, he kills them all, and you see on the screen, Gold Guy 8 wins. And I was so confused because this was like 3 years after I like kind of stopped playing Minecraft for a while. So it was like just a user tag Gold Guy 8. I'm like, wait, were you like playing on my account? I had no clue. Which is fine because like I didn't really play all that much anyways, and I gave him my password and account and all that. But I didn't know that he like used my account for that whole time. And then he got involved in the Cakecore and all that kind of stuff, and the just more and more production. And now Gold Guy 8 is like one of the things in the system that I'm not even associated with. I think it's pretty funny. But yeah, and then the skin kind of has another story to it. Actually, the Gold Guy 8 skin. So as you can see, it's kind of a white Enderman with with the kind of a tuxedo on. and this is when I figured out how to make skins on the app that I had on my iPhone and stuff. So I just, you know, downloaded, make my skin. I kind of looked at the Enderman and wanted to, like, pretty much the idea between the green and white is the negative of a Enderman. So it's like the exact opposite of white or black and the exact opposite of purple. So that's what I created there. And then I had a friend who wanted like the same kind of skin, so he actually had one that had yellow eyes too. So I have that skin and a yellow tie and all that. Um, but this friend, he lived, you know, back in Wrightwood where I grew up, and we uh, probably played Minecraft the most out of anybody I've played Minecraft with. Uh, and we did a lot of faction servers, so it was a lot of going to, you know, with 5 or 6, or maybe not 5 or 6, but you know, like a group of people who all team together to kind of defeat other teams in a sense. You know, it's just like you harvest all your stuff, you keep it, you can create your faction, and then you loot other people's houses and all that. One of our biggest accomplishments was when we decided to go out. By this time, you know, we had our castle, we had our um, hidden places for chests and stuff with the pressure, not pressure plates, but the pistons and all that kind of stuff where you have your hidden rooms. Um, and we decided that we would go out and do this really ambitious thing, which was this house that was floating about probably a good 30 blocks in the sky. It was a huge obsidian house that had water flowing down it. So it was extremely hard to get up. And once you got up, you had to chip out the obsidian without, you know, dying of losing all your air. So it was a pain in the butt to get into, but we ended up getting in there. Stole all their stuff, with very expensive stuff and all enchanted and all that kind of stuff. Quickly got out of there, and we had all their stuff. So then we were decided, like, all right, we need to make sure that we kill whoever was there as well, because they're going to be coming back. So we armored up, got all set, um, and we were there anticipating him. Since it was both of us and some wolves, we ended up defeating him. And one of my favorite things about this server is once you defeat them, you get to keep their head. So we have their head showcased in the front of our house, so that people don't, you know, they know who to mess with. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. We had a, you know, our photo shoot and all of that, and I have some. If you scroll all the way back into my Instagram post, I'm sure you'll see a few from like middle school and all that kind of stuff. So oh, I can hear you now. Huh? Oh, that's totally all good. All right. Um, yeah, yeah. Okay. So everything's all good. Everybody can hear again. Cool. Um, all right. So we're back on. But yeah. I have all my accounts for my old Minecraft where I spent all my time on a old computer, and I've never gone to it since. So I kind of hope to go back one day and look at all the random stuff I made back then, and uh, see what's changed and all that. Um, yeah, it really was It is a fun game. I first actually just started a new single player server with a um just the goal of finishing the game because I've never finished the game. I remember actually the first time going into the Nether from scratch, from starting in survival, making all the stuff, getting the diamond pickaxe, making the Nether portal, opening it, getting inside, and that's about as far as I went. I just have a lot of fun exploring and making things kind of aesthetically pleasing, so I don't really kind of forget about the task of the game later when they made it. So this next one I made is just going to be from start to finish until the end. Um, so yeah, I think that's about it. If we're ready for the next thing, I could keep talking too if we need to. But that is what I got for this today. Um, does anybody have any questions? You could put it in the chat. Uh,
Hey, think you could go for 5 more minutes, good buddy, old pal?
5 more minutes? All
Yeah,
right, you got it.
thanks.
All right. So I'll tell you actually about a little story because I went skiing yesterday, and I think that's kind of an interesting story as well. So, well, what's the best thing I made in Minecraft? All right, here we go. That's actually really hard. In survival or creative, because creative, I've definitely made like huge mansions. I spent a lot of time just making like really cool like wooden stairs going up to these different rooms and different pool jumps and all that kind of thing. Um, yeah, I sometimes I try to make like realistic like mansion things, where the people make those huge cities out of um, blocks. Oh, I do remember, um, and some of you probably remember this too. Gotta be survival. All right. uh, on a side tangent, there's a uh, Pocket Edition match that, or not match, but a server that we opened um, with a few of the people from Cakecore, and it was a city that we all just kept building on and building on. I think that was pretty fun, and it eventually just got to this like every corner of the map was chock full. It was before they made like the infinite world, so it was all square. But yeah, no, that was interesting. In survival, the best thing I've made, I think, probably some of the roller coasters. I was really interested in roller coasters, so I really like, if I ever found a dungeon, I would try to save all of the tracks and all the everything, and I made tracks that would go into the caves that I'd explore in, and I'd make it kind of nice with the lighting and torching and all that. I also made a really well kept like a zombie grinder at one of the zombie spawns. So I'm kind of proud of that one because it had like, the whole water and glass, and it worked really well. They spawned quick, and I had a ton of feathers and rotten flesh. I wish I could have found a better spawn, like a skeleton spawn or something, but I wasn't that lucky. Um, yeah, those are probably like the best things I made, at least that on the top of my head that I can really think of. Um, and yeah, underwater passageways and stuff, because that's a pain in the butt to make. You had to like go above you, left, right, and then seal it up and all that stuff. So it's, yeah, and you want to make it out of glass so you can actually see underwater. So I made like a little palace underwater once, and that was pretty cool. Yeah, the there's a time also that when I was I have a couple things actually I want to talk about, but we'll go back and say that one of the first YouTube channels I watched was a Minecraft YouTube channel, but it was a kind of a game show format. So there was two sides, and they'd get a prompt to make a certain structure, and then you'd have like whatever 10 minutes to make that structure. And then you would be judged on left or right, and then the people would vote on YouTube, and the winner would move on to the next level. So they had like the best builders in a sense fighting against each other, and I watched a ton of that stuff. So I thought, that was kind of interesting, and really the format for it all is so open. Like you could like the fact that you can make these complex servers with such a simple game format is awesome. Um, I also remember sometime before middle school trying to figure out how to, mod Minecraft and all that. And I had one friend who I'd go to his house and just download a bunch of mods and try to make one of them was like a Star Wars mod where the arrows were bows were guns and the arrows were like light beams and stuff like that. So it was like a Star Wars one, and we made like special Star Wars maps and stuff. And the moment you take off that texture pack, it just looks terrible. Like it's just like dirt everywhere and skeletons and stuff. But with the pack on, it looks sick. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite things now. Also, is just the fact that you can change the textures in the game because you can make it whatever you want it to be as long as it's square and pixely. So I don't know. That's cool. Um, if you guys are still getting set up, that's all good. And just let me know when you guys are ready. I'll keep talking. Um, the thing I did yesterday was the top of Mammoth. So from taking the gondola from the bottom to the very, very tippy top of the whole mountain, and it's very edgy and peaky and scary and all that stuff. But I went off the top of the mountain, and one of the steepest parts of the mountain, there was huge moguls that were just super powdery. It was one of the most fun things I've ever done, but it was also super scary and took a lot of like a lot of toll on my legs. So it was rough, but it was definitely fun. And I agree. Minecraft is becoming more like modded. So it's all about that Minecraft. Yes, awesome. All right. Well, it was a pleasure being on here. Thank you for inviting me. Uh, yes, definitely. And I will be on for the rest of the day. It's kind of my plan for the day. Yes. So I would just donate and put in the mess. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right.